Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are at Ålesund Airport, which we flew into a couple of videos ago. And we're gonna continue our Norwegian ad hoc series, flying this time from Ålesund down to Bergen Airport. And we're now switching from Norwegian, I think it was DHL we flew last with the 757, to the 717 by Boeing or McDonnell Douglas. I guess an extension or something like that, or a derivative of the McDonnell Douglas class of aircraft. I guess that's the correct way to frame it. And yeah, let's get started. Let's just quickly move our aircraft a bit back. I think that it's always a bit misplaced. Maybe a bit also to the like that. Perfect. At least I think it's not supposed to be further forward, but who knows? We'll operate the stairs. We'll use SAS from GSX, the white ones. Let me check. Okay, I think I have the volume on. Can hear some background noise. As you can see, it's a pretty nice livery. I don't think the 717 was actually flown by SAS in this livery. I think it only had the blue one and the blue one Star Alliance livery, and it flew basically, I think, domestic Finnish flights mostly. But we have decided to don Scandinavian one because it's available and because it looks pretty neat. It reminds me a bit of the MD 80s and all those MD 90s that SAS had. So yeah, let's get into the cockpit. It's quite dark outside. I'll start by putting the battery on. We have the nice EFB as well with the different documents that we can kind of load up. I think they are in pictures, right? So that's the only thing you can't load up a. It would be nice with PDFs, right? But oh well. I still think this one is a really nice EFB, and I hope they take some inspiration from this one for the 717, right? It's just, I don't know, it just feels very nice. Let's put on the ground power so we can connect that. And then, let's see, because I think in my last video I had true glass and real light, they weren't working properly, but now they should. So now we should have a bit better night lighting. It's not the best though, I'll warn you about that, but it should at least look a tad bit better. Which I think it does. I mean, now I'm using it down here, right? But I think, let me see if this okay, nothing there. It does seem to work. The only thing that's bad is the floodlights. I mean, look at this. It's not awful, but it's just, you know, it's something that's a bit off with it. Same with the dome light. Also looks a bit off. And the same with the thunderstorm light. So this is an early morning departure. I'm hoping we get a bit more sunshine once we're starting our approach. But let's see. We can go to nav with the IRSs. I think the systems are starting, it's just taking a bit of time. Oh, that's cool, we can put in our, I guess this is our flight number, right? As you can see, they're starting up now. It's actually a really well made aircraft, this one. I do still like it more than a 717, just because it feels more refined. It's been out longer, of course. And because it's yeah, it's a beautiful model. Let's put the nav, the logo, and as you can see I have the immersion package, right? So it looks very nice, the night lighting. Some oddities here though, but I'm not sure it's related to this texture in specifics or what's causing that. Yeah, seems to be something off there, but and let me see, beacon. Anything else we need to put on? Not sure actually this exterior is PBR like the blue one. Maybe not covered by that by those textures. Let's arm the emergency lights. We can arm the emergency power. Not sure it should say on though, but oh well. I'll put the start pump to on as well. Now we should also have working windscreen wipers with rain effects. That's cool. But yeah, let's get this party started, and I'll open all the doors. We'll ask for boarding. We have 103 passengers, so not a whole lot, but not that few either. And we are going pretty high, cruising altitude, nothing crazy. It's not a long flight, it's like a coastal flight. 717. We're almost at maximum capacity. Don't think it had Wi-Fi. We just used the SAS for the boarding and then SAS for the safety. Let's see, 103 passengers. We can board crew. Just because I noticed it better aligns with PackX if you board crew. GSX is always a bit faster otherwise. As you can see, pretty cool how when it drives through there, you get those green. The night lighting engine on P3D is pretty good, apart from I think the problem being a lot, what kind of scenery you're meshing with and stuff. Some are older, some are newer, so I think that kind of does have an effect. Some doesn't have dynamic lighting, some have older texture types. Here it's pretty good because this is an Orbex scenery, right? Like all Norway, which I have for the Orbex region. So it looks pretty good, night lighting, all of that. I've heard of the Living Airports add-on is pretty good for night light. Then at Bergen I have the P3D version 4 native airport. So unfortunately there, it works quite well. I mean, I didn't have to tweak anything. The only bad thing is that the jetways didn't seem to work, so I'll have to have a look at that. So I now only have like the default ones, which doesn't matter since we're just landing there, but of course a bit of a bummer otherwise. I love these red SAS aircrafts. And the fact with SAS is you have the Norwegian flag, the Swedish, the Danish, so it's really the Nordic, or I guess Scandinavian airline. Right, just like the name, Scandinavian Airlines. But I mean, with Blue One, they also had a Finnish presence, right? Maybe they should rebrand it to Nordic, add the Finnish flag, the Icelandic flag. But oh well. In terms of... there's actually one thing I just realized we don't have with this one, and that's the actual payload. We can set it from outside the sim with the payload manager, but let's see if we can get that to a good. We should have a bit lower gross weight, I think. How much fuel should we have? 9,000. I'm not the biggest fan of the fuel system, to be frank. This is 9,000, I should have 100, so I'm gonna increase it like that. Our gross weight is a bit below. Zero fuel weight is also quite a bit below, so I'm just gonna increase to... we should be at 9. Yeah, we're getting there slowly. Now we are at the right. Send payload to sim. Send fuel to sim. Does that work? I doubt it. Let me have a look. Oh, it did work. I should not have doubted it. It's a bit higher though, the gross weight, than I might want, but it's not that much actually. Let me see if I can get it down that bit. All the other things are correctly set, so I'm just going to decrease it a bit. And now I just want to see if it basically changed. It did. Okay, so not that bad. Pretty good system, at least with the payload manager being... Because some of them you have to load it before, right? Before you started the sim. Which makes it a bit of a hassle, like me, when I forget to do that. But okay, that's good. We don't need to have a look at that. We can close it for now. Or, actually, let's not close it. Let's just keep it up with the exterior. What we can do is to start tricksing with this little thing. Let me see. And I do have, I think, a mod for the interior, but now I'm not actually sure if it's applied, because it does look... Yeah, I'm not sure if it's applied actually. Because this, I guess this is the default texture for the aircraft now. We can try actually the dome lights or the default interior. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any specific textures. But oh well. I'll keep the start pump on just because we're gonna need that at some point. Do we need the wing lights? I guess they do help a bit when it's dark, but I don't think we need it now. You can do the annunciator test lights and see if those are working, which they seem to be. I also think we have the fire test here.
Fire right engine. Fire left engine.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, the only thing that I always had trouble with this aircraft is that it's, you know, a bit... it's sometimes not, you know, it's like loading up, but then it's not kind of set up properly, in the sense that I need to reinstall the aircraft in order to get it to... Oh, sorry, you should press there and then align. You have to like reinstall it, because otherwise, you know, you can't press any buttons in it, because it's like not kind of noticing or not being able to pick up that it's I guess activated on your machine, something like that. That's always been a bit annoying. I had to do it before this video, so I guess that's why also some of the textures changed, even though I tried to put it back. Usually what I would always do, if you're reinstalling an aircraft, save the sim objects folder, like all of that. So you can just put it in, so if you have any tweaks to the texture, that should work. At least most of the time. Okay, let's see. We're putting all of these in. I have my SimBrief flight plan, so let's just have a look. I always forget what this temp is. Like, is it at the altitude or... Oh, but maybe you can't even put that in. Let me have a look actually. So 300. What if you do... Okay, so some things don't seem to be potential to put in, or possible to put in. God. Failing on the words there, but yeah, unfortunately, I guess that's just how it is. What's our zero fuel one? Let's have a look here. 916. There we go. I think you can get these actually, and this is pretty nice. You do get those from status. Is that center of gravity appropriate? That seems like an awful center of gravity. Let me have a look. Looks okay. But yeah, still 13%. Okay, maybe it's okay. Oh, you can also put the wheel chokes and the cones out, so you can have them here. So that's pretty neat. You can see the passengers are boarding. We have the flight attendant there welcoming them. You do have a cabin on the inside, but it's not the best, right? But it's sufficient. It looks pretty good from the outside at least, or sufficiently good. The thing with the 717, it's such a niche aircraft, right? I wonder if any developer will do it. Probably at some point, right? For Microsoft Flight Sim. I would wonder if it's not TFDI that will at some point finally do it. Because it is a nice aircraft, right? I like kind of the interior. It's the McDonnell Douglas interior, so that's cool. Let's see here. You can have like the ballast fuel, so you can do like let's say we have 2. Then you choose which tank. Like we don't have anything in center though, right? So it's not. You can see it here if we switch to the fuel page. You'll notice, yeah. So that's just if you have a ballast one. I'm just gonna put it in because I haven't noticed any difference. In terms of flight plan, same as the MD-11, very Airbus-ish. We're taking off from runway 24 with the Tuto SID. We can insert that, and we're then flying an airway Zulu 287 to NIDGI, which is also the start of our star. I think we are able to do this flight without any. So let me just have a look at pilot to ADC as well, and we can just ensure that we get it right. But we should be able to do it without any vectoring, which is always a good sign. Usually pilot to ADC works a bit better when you're able to do that. Let me see. Tuto, right? That was the one. And then the star. And that was the Nidji one. So we'll come in from the south, and then I think the approach, we can do the west one. I think with the revip. So then you get it very nicely. So that's nice to see. I'm gonna move this one. Put in our call sign, Scandinavian. I'll connect to the sim. And file the flight plan. Switch from the 80s to the clearance. Scandinavian 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance. Okay. Now let's make sure we get the same here. So we'll do the west one with Nidji. Okay, it was 2p on the other one, so there's a bit of a difference here.
Scandinavian 4003 is cleared to Echo November Bravo Romeo, fly the TUTO-1 Foxtrot departure, with the TUTOP transition, then as filed. Climb to 7,000 feet via the departure. Expect higher clearances 4 minutes after departure. Approach on 119.35.
Oh, here's the trans, right? Really? Good. I always get scared that something is off. But yeah, look at that. So no issues.
Altimeter is
performance page, nothing particular. I don't think you have any auto brake on this one, so I guess that's a bit different from the earlier MD models. But you do have auto thrust, so that's pretty nice. Takeoff approach. I don't think there's a tool for choosing like flex, but let me just check. You can actually do aircraft sharing with this one, so that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna check the active sky like this. 146, right? So it should be slope 0, 0. I think it's based on the heading. Outside air temp 10 degrees. Oh, we need to put Celsius. That's something I usually forget actually. Flap. I think you have 13 as an option. Flap to select. Okay, flap takeoff selection. I don't think I've actually used this one. Stow. Oh, you can actually choose here. So let's say we do 13, right? So we'll do 13. Check confirm V speeds. Yeah, well, let me just put in some sort of flex. There we go. Pretty low V speeds. That should be good. So yeah, basically, and altimeter 1011. So let me quickly change to the other one, 1011. There we go. And I think it's all tied into each other. If I am not, let me just check this one. Maybe this one is only in hecto. Yeah. I'll just keep it as normal, as standard. I guess it's though 2984 actually, so maybe we can just put that in. Okay, pack X is ready. Actually GSX seems to have been slower this time around. We don't need to have those doors open anymore. We can remove the cones and the wheel chocks. We have the start pump on, so we can actually start our APU. And you'll see it here once it's starting, so let's keep an eye on that. Let's see if we have Bergen in ChartFox. I presume we do. And we have the approaches as well. It's runway 35. It seems to be called nowadays, not 34. Or maybe it was 35 back in the day. Let's see how old these charts are. No, 2023. So maybe it's changed recently. Okay, let's see. We have APU. So we can put on the APU air. The APU there. I think you want to put on those, the hydraulics. The fuel pumps themselves. You can't really see, so that's a bit hard, but you want to put these on. We want to keep this open. Okay, we can keep those on auto. We don't need the start pump anymore. That's just good to remove. The windshield we want to keep on. And then galley we can just put that on, so why not? We don't need the exterior lights anymore. Or sorry, not exterior lights, exterior power. External power, which is on the exterior. Okay, good. Let's see here. Fuel, something's fuel, air, miscellaneous. Select central pumps off, which I agree with, because we don't have anything in there. External power is still available. Something on the MISC page. Door open, cabin open. But everything looks to be clear. So let's get that pushback. And we're taking off from runway 24. So I guess we are taking off from that direction and then. So in the right direction, that's nice. Scandinavian 4003, ready for pushback. And let me take a quick look actually at what the info we got was. Climb to 7,000 feet. Okay, so a bit lower. Anything else? Squawk, right? Squawk we usually get 3324. 3324. We can go with TARA already. So this one should have working weather radar, all of that sort of thing should be working very nicely if we compare to the let's do traffic to the MD11. Let me just see, is there anything? Oh yeah, the weather radar. It should be on the VX. There we go. Now we have weather radar on. Can't really see the weather from out here. Looks like there might be a bit of a cloud layer. Maybe a tiny overcast. Let me see. I'm gonna do nose left, tail right. And we have pushback clearance as well. It's a good airport, this one from Orbex. The dynamic lighting looks pretty nice. Okay. We don't need this one anymore, so now I'm actually gonna stow it. Oh, you can have the floor light, I guess, right? Yeah, not sure if it's necessary. Okay, and I think we can start our engines. I'll start the right one first. Just need to check. Yeah, it's going up. There we go. Oh, maybe the red one we can use. It's a bit hard to see some of these, even though you have the night lights. We can stow that one as well. And it's starting now. Yeah, look at this, nice with the parallel 42 package. It looks very nice. We need to put this to the flight plan page. Okay, setting parking brakes. Pretty good sounds on this aircraft, I think. Not sure though you would hear it this well from the front, but maybe it's because it's shorter, right, than the MD-80, so you hear the engines a bit more. Okay, next step, I think, let me see if we can switch this one to the engine page. We can put the stab just so I don't forget. I'm gonna have quite a high, a bit, I guess a bit over 3.2 maybe, 3 point. Yeah, look at that stab trim though, we need a really high one. I'll start the left engine now, because the right one is stable. Just gonna make sure I press the right button. I'm just gonna have them disconnect. And I'm trying to think, where's the button? Here's the VX one, right? So you can choose between terrain. And I actually think we could keep it on terrain just to make sure we do, because there's a bit of a higher mountainous region, or mountains, but some smaller hills, as you can see. I hope they can add this to the MD-11. I don't see how that wouldn't be possible. They've done it with the 717 for FSX, so I do hope TFDI is able to fix that. They seem to be disconnecting now. He became one with the aircraft though. I guess because the aircraft is such a low aircraft, right? Can't stand. I wonder if they in the microflight team has been able to model this better, right? So they don't walk into the aircraft, but who knows, might be a bit hard. Look at this, this beauty. Okay, what we can do actually, which I forgot totally to do, is we can shut the APU. We We can shut the APU air. We can go to on with the packs and auto. You can hear the sound changing a bit. Not sure if we need the RAM. Don't think so, right? We can press auto flight once and nav. So now we have takeoff clamp, nav armed. Now we need to put on the taxi lights. So we press taxi. As you can see, pretty nice. And let me just check if we have nothing else. So yeah, this is the cool thing, right? With the parallel 42 immersion package for the 717, it just looks very nice. Okay, let's remove the parking brakes. Scandinavian 4003, ready for taxi.
Flaps. Flaps.
Pushback approved.
Oh,
Scandinavian
wait, what's going on?
4003.
Flaps.
What's going on here?
Flaps.
This game. What I'll do in order to see if I can get this one to work is to go to FSUIPC, check if we have the axis assignments. So let's do profile specific. Do we have one for this? We do not have one for this. So what does that mean?
Flaps. Slaps. Flaps. Slaps.
There we go. My god. Sorry about that, guys. I have no clue how the takeoff clamp became activated. Let me move back. Jesus Christ. I am just gonna turn us around. Luckily you have the slew mode. So that one does help you in times of distress. Let us be put back to kind of where we were at. There we go. Okay, let me now have a... Oh, let's see if I can... There we go. I'm just gonna put the camera angles back. I don't know why we would have taken off... I think the idea is that you put... So takeoff clamp... But you're supposed to press auto flight once. So I don't know, that must have been a bug actually. Yeah, sorry about that. Very interesting though. Usually when I have throttle problems it's because the FSUIPC profile that I have has become broken. Most aircraft don't need a specific ones, but someone do, because they have like different inputs. So that's just something to be aware of. And good to know. It's very easy to set up the profiles through that system. Okay, we try again. Now we are giving... We probably lost a bit of fuel there though, so hopefully not too much. Okay, let's see if I can... If I can taxi, actually, let me check what the taxi route was. That threw me off a bit. We almost died. Okay, no taxi route. So I guess what we can do is just make our own one. Guess we can go up here and then immediately to the right. Maybe if I double click the auto flight, that could have been... No, but it shouldn't, right? Because the way that one takes off is that you push it forward and then it activates. Oh, but I know what happened actually. I had left my throttles in the up position, right? So when I pulled them back, it got activated. So yeah, that's why it went to take off. So actually it was my own fault. Unfortunately, let's put everything into the right place. Slats, flaps 13, right? That's the takeoff we have. There's nothing else apart from the speed brake that we need to arm. As you can see, it's becoming a bit lighter outside, so hopefully we'll get some nice sunrise. Scandinavian 4003 ready for takeoff.
Scandinavian 4003 winds are 318 and 23 knots, gusts to 35 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24 squawk 3324.
Okay.
Cleared for takeoff. 24 squawking 3324 Scandinavian 4003.
Let me just check that I do this right. The light should be on. I'll brake a bit. The taxi is okay, maybe a bit fast. There we go. I thought I put on the light, but maybe I forgot one of them. Yeah, I forgot one of them. Awkward, but now it should be correctly set up. So as you can see, it looks very nice with all of these lights on. It's a good package, the immersion one, even though I have also some issues with that sometimes, you know, it not being activated. Had to reinstall it. So yeah, I guess and I mean you have these problems with all with X-Plane, and X-Plane has been the best one thus far. It's mainly been the Inibuild A300 I had issues with before, but yeah, I guess all sims have this, unfortunately. Okay, let's turn. Very beautiful scenery here. Apparently Ålesund has gotten the cityscape treatment, which I didn't know. I don't know why they picked Ålesund of all airports, but I won't complain. It's a very beautiful area, this one. So I guess that's why it's a very nice approach. Okay, let me just put my viewpoint back to normal. Okay, let's think about it. We have turned off APU. Bit of a run-in with the takeoff thrust, but that was my own fault. We have lights on. We have flaps set. Speed brakes are armed. And gear is down. Trim is set. We should be good to go. Let's see if it works now as intended. So you push it forward. And now it should be moving by itself to takeoff thrust. Yeah, it does. So that was probably the issue, right? And now we're taking off. Very nice. Oh, let's maybe control the aircraft for a bit so we don't spiral out of the runway. There we go, back on the center line. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. I wish there was a call out package so you could get those call outs. That would be nice. But now we have a, let's trim it a bit though. I have a positive rate of climb. The gear can come up. The nav is still armed. Now it's on nav 1. Okay, and look at this beautiful scenery here. It's just very nice. You can go to flap 0. We're still at takeoff thrust. Let's put it on profile. We'll be clearing this area very fast. But look at this, very nice. It's very nice to fly around Norway. That's the reason why I've actually focused on getting some airports here. And the night lights look very nice with the Orbex. It's very nice around here with ENAL. Should do some VFR flying here. Okay, let's see now. We are still climbing. We're below 250 knots, so that's good. We're on climb thrust. We get a bit of stuttering, just because why not? It flies and handles nicely. We can turn off the... Sorry, that's the wing lights. That's the taxi lights. So we can turn those off. One, two...
Climb to flight level 120 center on 118.55. Take care Scandinavian 4003.
And now we're getting into the clouds. They look very good, the Rex ones during these nights. I mean,
Center Scandinavian
it's
4003
just
climbing to flight level
a very
120.
nice look. And now with the immersion, right, you can kind of see when we're flying through the cloud layers. Yeah, I don't know why it wants to.
Wilco Scandinavian 4003.
Let me pull the barrow so we get standard. Okay, let's have a look. Well, look at that. We're getting the sun, the rising sun to the east, right? Sets in the west, rises in the east.
Climb to flight level 180 Scandinavian 4003.
180. We should be up to 26,000 in the end. Let's have a look on the outside. Yeah, very nice, very nice. And look at those clouds up there. Beautiful, actually. It's only here where you kinda, but even these looks pretty good with the sun. Doesn't look too unrealistic. Okay, we can push down a bit on our, and I'm actually gonna go to auto flight in order to get it a bit easier. Speed brake, we don't need to keep armed. We should still be climbing, but I guess it wants to reach a higher speed. So that's probably why. Let me turn off these lights. Can't really see too much in the dark, but hopefully we'll have a bit more sun once we get towards our landing. Let me increase. So it's not that much, about 80 nautical miles. We should be up till 26,000. I'm just gonna put that in so we actually continue to climb. No need to arm it, it seems, so that's good. Also, one thing that's changed right from the earlier, you don't have the pneumatic levers here, right, that you had to push forward in order to start the engines. So that's a bit different. But yeah, very nice. Unfortunately not too good of a cabin, but you can get some nice views from the outside with the logo lights on. Not sure you will need to keep those on. It's becoming quite light on the outside. Looks a bit dark here in the cabins though. So that's let me turn off the logo lights. I doubt we'll need those. The beacon we do need, but the logo lights we do not. Still climbing, looking good. I'm gonna change to weather radar. Doesn't look like we have any weather row in sight, so we should be fine. We'll actually be flying all of our flight over land, but just barely. Let me show you. Just barely, and then here at the end I guess we're flying over the water, just to do our approach. Okay, soon at 16,000. We're not climbing fast. 2.4, not very fast. It's a 2,400 feet per minute. Yeah, not the fastest. Let me see if there's anything else we need to do. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're already getting the clearances.
Expect the NITG-2 Papa arrival with Benici transition for the ILS Whiskey approach to runway 35 with the rim of transition Scandinavian 4003.
Not sure why this nose is dark here. I'm pretty sure it... Or maybe it's always dark, or maybe it depends on the model.
Scandinavian 4003.
Pretty sure the exterior should be... I'm wondering if my if it's model dependent, right? Yeah, but look at this. The overcast looks very nice. It's one of those things that even though I sometimes get lower frames with the Rex, I just can't move away from it because the overcast looks 1,000 times better than it does with active sky or with active sky cloud art. Specifically the horizon, it looks very nice. Like at these moments I don't mind the 2D clouds actually. Okay, let's see. Takeoff and approach. Yeah, we'll do flaps full. 1/3 is the VREF. Other things we need to check is the minimums. 343. Now you set it here with the minimums. We'll go to Barrow. 3, 5. I guess we can't set it. Yeah, so 3. Let's just do 3, 4. In terms of the ILS, 1110, 5 should be here, right? Nav radio. Yes, we have to insert it manually though. 1110.5 with a course of 350. Hope it's the same. There we go, we have that inserted. We're very soon at 26,000 feet. I do wonder when this one wants to start our descent. Yeah, after Ninchi. So not a rush. That's still over 40 nautical miles. Anything else for the descent that we need to think about, or the approach? Don't think so. We have the barrow set. There's no other options to tweak here. Oh yeah, where do you put the timer on with this one here, right? Where's the... Oh, there's the clock. Looks very beautiful.
185 and descend via the NIDG-2 Papa arrival with Greenwich transition to cross river at or above 3,700 feet. Altimeter is 29901.
I mean, even though it's not photoreal, it looks pretty good. Let me see if we have some nice viewpoint. This one maybe. Good. I'm gonna take a very quick break since it's only 50 nautical miles. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see. I think I'm a bit delayed, but hopefully not too bad. Okay, so we need to get down to our 3,700, give or take. Okay, there we go. Phew! A bit late. Add drag, yes. That might be good if you're a bit late. And let me just increase quickly. I think we should be fine. Let's have a look at our final approach. 3,000 feet should it be? Okay. You have to do some vacuuming. I wasn't able to do all of it yesterday, and I guess that's the sad part, but the funny part about having a dog. Specifically if you have a Rottweiler, they shed a lot of hair everywhere. I basically have to vacuum every day. Okay, let's see. So we're going kneading, let me have a look if you can see the progression. Does this tell how you are? Because I like the Airbus page where you can see like where you're at in terms of your descent. Path error here, right? So I'm gonna remove the drag and let's see if we can go to idle.
Approach on 126.1 Scandinavian 4003. Approach Scandinavian
Idle seems to be
descending to 3,700
sufficient.
feet.
Okay, we're at 20,000. As you can see, it's become much more or the light has actually really appeared, so it's no longer, well, I guess it's still dawn, but it's very bright outside. Let's remember to, with the lights, to put those on once we get a bit further. Well, I guess 10,000 feet. What's the transition altitude though? That's something I didn't check. The transition altitude is at 7,000. And what are we talking about in terms of landing? Okay, will be a bit of a crosswind, 9 knots. We have 5,000 feet of clouds broken, good visibility, 1012, so a bit higher than at Alesund, Vigra. So let's see, we'll get there. I actually just read that Qantas is getting rid of their 717s, so that's very sad. There's 99 still in service, but out of those 80 are from Delta Airlines long-term lease from Southwest, and they're all to be retired by 2025. So that's, and then Hawaiian. So I'm not even sure. Yeah, they're all going out of commission. That's sad, because I think the last ones were built in 2006, so they're not even that old. I mean, we're talking about some that are less than 20 years old. You would think that there would be some obscure operators that would still want to fly them, but let's see. And Qantas, they phased out in October 2024. Qantas Link to be precise. Olympic Airlines used to fly them. Let me just show you some of these, because they do look. Midwest reminds me a bit of British Midland actually, with the Midwest. Here's the SAS one, the blue one. Very nice livery. A lot of Spanish as well. Airtran. American Airlines. So they did actually, oh, but they were taken over from TWA, yeah. German Wings had a few of these. I didn't even know German wings. Is there a livery for that? German wings TFDI 717? Can't seem to find one. Usually it's pretty good, like with the realistic ones, that there's liveries available. There doesn't seem to be one for German wings. Transworld Airlines. This is a weird livery. I don't know why, but it gives me like Chinese vibes almost. Turkmenistan. Yeah, not a lot of operators. I'll close this one. Very interesting. And also with the TFDI 717, I think it was updated now to P3D version 6 and stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, we can see here, it's not a very strong cloud layer, so you can kind of see the ground beneath it. So I guess the sun is strong enough to kind of light it up. So let's see, I'm guessing we're gonna be landing somewhere here, right? Since we are... Okay, they want us to add drag again. We are though low, so the path error isn't that bad, but I guess the thing is that they want us to... Let me see, I'm gonna be adding the landing lights now, so we're getting up to 10,000. And I'll also... Oh, actually what I did forget was the seat belts. And no smoking. So wasn't that good of a pilot. Let me just seatbelt sign is on.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please adjust your seat fasten your
So this
seatbelt.
pack X works very well with this one, which makes sense, right? Because this is the TFDI's products, both of them. Okay, let's see. 27. We are descending, albeit slowly. Some clouds in front of us, but looks to be just harmless cumulus clouds. No glide slope, which is fine, I guess, because we're not there yet. But we'll be there soon enough. Let's see what speeds it's telling us to have. 220. So quite slow speed actually from 7.4. Let me have a look actually if that's the speed that you do usually employ for this RNAV runway 35. That was the other one, that was Babab, Aluva. No, here we have Rivip. Where's the speed restrictions? So we're supposed to be at quite low altitudes very quickly, already at Niji. This one is saying 6,000. Very interesting. So we must be very high in comparison, right? Not progression, right? But here, path error. Oh, we're still low. So not the worst. Let me have a look. What's the flight plan? Oh, the reason why the flight plan is different, right, is because it goes up. That's very interesting. Will we be able to descend quick enough? I hope so. I'll put this to 3,000 just so we have it. What's the last one? 2,500 for FF. Okay, I'm gonna put 2,500 just so we have that. Oh no, not hold. I want to have proficiency.
Altitude.
What did we want? 3,000, 3,500. But in terms of getting down there, would we need some? Or maybe we don't need any drag. Let's see. Might be fine.
We have begun our final
It's quite
descent to your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through
not
the
that
cabin
quick of a
to let
descent.
track one final time. Please ensure
We'll
that
soon
you
be in the
will
clouds
ensure
though.
the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
looks pretty good. Let me actually see, I'm gonna open here on my side because I want to check why that PBR wasn't, if it's something else that I need to install to get it to work. TFDI 717, we have a spotlight profile. That's not so interesting. Let me see, 717. Okay, so quite a bit of files that are removed, but I can't seem to find the PBR. Let me have a look. PBR package. Let me have a look here at the aircraft. Looks pretty good still. Very beautiful the approach here. Here we have PBR B717 cockpit PBR. Could that be the issue, that the names are different? Let me have a look. So that's with M. Saved files removed. Yeah, I think that's the issue. The naming convention is different, so I need to tweak that in order to get the it to work. So that could be one of the reasons why the inside is the kind of the basic one. Not too big of a difference though, but just good to be aware of. Okay, let's see. Very nice. Look at these small little islands here. And we are on profiles, that's good. We have ENB skin picking up the localizer. No glide slope yet though. The autopilot is handling this rather well. Let's hope it continues. Following the LNAV very nicely.
Stabilizer motion.
We finally got that as well. And look at those nice windmills or wind power plants. I guess the runway is there, right? If it's bad again, I assume. Still no glide slope. Now I am getting a bit concerned. Just minor, but 110.5. We should be getting there. I'm gonna soon put up, once we get to Idava and this, I'll turn on the, what's it called, the approach mode. We're still on the approach frequencies, no tower frequency yet. I think here we can start to finally see some sort of airport. I'm pretty sure it's there. Add drag. Let's see if we can go with the slats maybe. That should add a bit of drag. did seem to add a bit of drag, but not that much. I mean, the slats aren't that powerful, right? It's only this, the front, that you can see has been deployed. Can we go to flaps 13?
35 with the rib of transition Scandinavian 4003.
Okay, let's see. We are now, what's our profile in terms of performance? We're a bit high, but very slightly. So it's looking very fine. Now we have the glide slope as well activated. So that is good news. Do we have any other aircrafts here? Some bombardiers, CRJ 900, the Dash 8, Q400. Okay, we're turning right, and then we'll be turning left, and we're still descending. Let me see, are we revip? Okay, so it'll be quite a quick one. Soon I'll have to drop the gear.
Scandinavian 4003.
I'm gonna drop the gear, that will give us some drag.
Tower Scandinavian 4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 35. Scandinavian 4003.
Okay, ATS is off.
35 will call when established on final Scandinavian 4003.
I'm on manual control. We should call when we're established on final. Should be dropping off a bit in speed now. Soon up, activate the approach landing.
Stabilizer motion.
Let's put on the runway lights, or whatever you want to call it, running turn off the nose lights. Okay, approach landing activated. We are on auto land actually, very interesting. Okay, looks good. I'll go flaps 18. Still looks very nice. What was the ref up? 135 maybe? So quite low. Okay, lights are on. Spoilers are armed. There's no auto brake. We have a beautiful scenery surrounding us. Even a little boat, or ship rather. A ferry maybe, one of those larger ferries. Okay, still dropping speed, but it looks good. We are on point with both the glide slope and the localizer. Manual controls, or my controls. We can go up to flaps 25. And let's try to make sure we stay somewhat aligned and stable on the approach. I'll add a bit more thrust. Scandinavian 4003 established on final. I'll go flaps full. Okay, let's see. And we do. It looks like the wind.
4003.
Maybe we are. Are we getting a tailwind? No, we shouldn't be, right? We're getting a wind from a bit of a crosswind from the right. Let me see. Now we need to descend. This should be okay.
1,000.
1,000. Let's pitch up a bit so we get. We should soon be on minimums. Let's see. Very shortly. Oh, I didn't set the not the minimum, but the barrow. There we go. Not that it was too much of a difference, but good to have it set correctly anyway. Okay, I'll add a bit of thrust so we don't bleed off all our speed here at the end. And suddenly.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah.
300.
Should get minimum soon.
Minimum.
Continue.
200.
Continue. 200.
100.
Okay.
Glide slow.
Yeah, that's
50.
fine.
Glide slow.
30. 20. 10. 5.
Did we? Ah, no. Come on, get down. There we go. Oh yeah, you had to manually brake. Totally forgot about that. Let's see. So a bit of a float. Could have been worse. Let's see if we can just turn here so we don't have to go all the way to the back. Or maybe we can turn there just in front actually.
Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated.
So yeah, pretty okay. I was a bit
Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bin.
cautious. Maybe we had a bit too high of a descent rate at the end there. Let's shut those lights. Let's start the APU as well. I don't think we need the start pump since we have the normal pumps working. We'll turn here, start heading to our gate. Scandinavian 4003, ready to taxi. Oh, we need to contact ground.
Ground
Oh,
on
oh, oh, oh,
121.9er
oh.
for taxi clearance. Scandinavian 4003.
That did not happen. That was a... We got too eager. Scandinavian 4003, ready to taxi. And on the easiest to control.
Taxi to stand 27 via taxiways Yankee.
Let's put that to
Charlie,
open.
Whiskey. Scandinavian 4003.
We can turn off the packs and put the air. Okay, let's see now. We'll just park somewhere. Pretty good scenery. I mean, P3D4 native, but it does seem like it has dynamic lights. Looks pretty good. Well, maybe not the most dynamic, but good enough. And then, oh, we need to be on the yellow line. So yeah, the thing with the Norwegian airports, really by the coast, is that the approach is absolutely astonishing. I mean, it's very nice to fly here, so I can recommend getting some Norwegian airports for whatever sim you have. Hoping to do some flights in X-Plane as well, because I did get did get some really very low kind of what's it called, LOD or whatever for Norway for the real. So not too big in gigabytes. I want to try out a bit and see if it's worth it. But I think it looks quite okay. I mean, it's just that land class is so ugly. I think X-Plane actually is better looking in that regard. Yeah, let's just park here at 28. As you can see, or you can't see, but it's static jetways, unfortunately. But they look pretty good, pretty decent. We don't need to blind our colleagues at the ground. An old Scandinavian, pretty good looking for a... Yeah, that's a static aircraft, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good for a static one. Usually they look a bit too grayish. But not this time. Okay, so let's park here on the yellow line. Let me see if we can maybe a bit forward. Like that should be sufficient. Right in front of this nice Mercedes-Benz car. We'll shut the fuel. We'll open the door. And the only reason I'm doing this is gonna close parentheses is to get the landing rate right. We want that from pack X. Deboarding and flight 275. Bit of a harder landing, but nothing too crazy. Okay, with no triggerable objects. Must have misclicked something. Okay, let's do 360 for our landing. Not as nice as the Ålesund one, but it's pretty good looking, I must say. For being land class, it works very well in the Norwegians. I don't feel like I do, or that I must have photo reel here. There is some photo reel packages available, and it probably would look better, of course. But oh well. Oh, look at these. Some of these houses are in the air. That is odd. Could that be just the replay messing with us? Because I don't remember them. Who knows? Okay, let's see. So pretty good approach. And there we flare a bit too much. And then we come down. Land quite nicely. Not sure if this one has thrust reverses actually. Yeah, it does have. And look at those. Look at those. Very nice to see that. We can't see the spoilers though, so yeah, as always we only get one part of it, but at least something. But yeah, short and sweet. Let's see what I fly next, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, until next time. Bye bye.